Ready. Sorry.
Oh, is that my song? That's so cute. I didn't catch it. No, I didn't.
Oh my
It took
god.
a little while.
Did it though? My gosh.
I didn't. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Rainy Days with Tabs. I'm your host, Tabitha. You made me lose my train of thought. I'm your host, Tabitha, and it's such a pleasure to have you here today. This episode is super, uber special, primarily because it's my first episode of season 2. I've done a year of Rainy Days.
We're doing seasons now. They come in years. Jeez.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. God.
Yeah, I just didn't get the blast email, so.
It was in my last episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, that kind of puts me on blast.
We can see who wasn't listening.
Snitching on myself.
I mean, the individual you hear talking already just talking. I didn't get to introduce you yet.
I'm a talkative person. This is why I'm here. This is what you do on the podcast? Talk?
Oh, shoot.
Look at that.
Is Woodny?
Yes, it is I, Woodny. Woodny Ellis, to be exact. Wood like the material, knee like the body part. Please do not call me Whitney. I hate that.
Wood, you said wood like the tear in your knee?
Wood like the body part. No, wood like the material, knee like the body part. Why is a tear in my knee? What?
I don't know. I was trying to make sense of that. You said it really fast.
Ain't no sense to be made of that one.
Okay, you ain't gotta do it like that. Okay, anyways, I am doing this episode with Woodny primarily because we were supposed to do this episode.
Literally a year ago.
What? No.
Yeah, see, all right, when was it then?
It was literally like July.
Okay, that's like a year in my terms.
Yeah. And the reason why is at some point in time you slid in my DMs.
Dang, wow. Incrimination.
Not like that though.
Nah, the emotional damage. It's already done.
Stop. Not like that. He actually had a lot of questions, follow-up questions regarding my episodes. And I remember just saying, we were talking about this earlier, I said, okay, yeah, no problem. He was like, I have a couple questions. I said, yeah, sure. And he goes on and he asks me multiple questions that weren't even just like the 2 simple questions I thought you were gonna ask.
Yeah, I'm very inquisitive.
And so I was like, you know what? Let's just make it into an episode.
Yeah.
Time fast forward. July didn't happen the way we wanted to.
No. Yeah.
So here we are. And I thought it was perfect because it's been a year. I'm sure many of the questions that you may have, my listeners may have as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like Woodny would probably be the best person to ask.
Not the best.
I don't know if you've heard like his personality is very like in your face.
I don't know about in your face. I will let you know that I am there. And I will not let you ignore that fact. That's true.
Oh my God. Yes. So I'm going to give the episode over to him.
All right. So this episode is we're going to be playing a game of 20 questions, a game that we kind of pre-planned for. I'm going to let you guys know now. I'm going to ask her 20 questions, but she doesn't really know what these 20 questions are. So all her answers are not scripted, just in case you guys want to know that. I'm not the best interviewer. I am a great personality, though, so I will try to press her as much as you guys will find entertaining and also informative. But I'm not going to push her too hard, I promise.
Makes me so nervous.
Does it make you nervous?
Yes!
You should be. You're under interrogation. Tell me the truth. Yo, we played too much.
Yes, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's begin the questions. Question number 1. How old are you now, and how has your perspective on dating evolved over the past 7 years?
You know, what's interesting is the way I would have answered that question back in July compared to the way I would answer it today is different.
That's not even 7 years, it's a few months.
Oh my goodness, it's insane. But I am now, as of this episode, it is the 15th of January, I am 25.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 more days, I'm going to be 26. I'm really excited. I view dating so much more differently now.
What do you mean different? How do you mean different?
I mean in the sense of like, I think I lived in this fairy tale land of like what it was supposed to be. And it was always just other people's idea of dating that kind of, not even other people's ideas, but like how I grew up. Like they view dating as like you date one person and then you get married, instead of just like exploring different relationships, getting to know people, and in the midst of that, getting to know yourself. And even that, in some aspects of it, I still didn't understand what dating was until recently. I listened to a podcast by the Men of Magic Mike.
Not Magic Mike.
Listen, they had some words of wisdom.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
They was even dropping Bible verses in there. I know. It did make me cringe a little bit. But it was still nice. But basically, the advice that they gave was that in the beginning, when you meet someone, you shouldn't actually be dating someone like boyfriend and girlfriend until you know them.
Okay.
Like your dating stage you should be dating someone you know. Let the talking stage be where you're getting to know the person.
Are you telling people to date their friends?
Yeah. Wow. Initially, that's what they were saying. They were saying that you should be friends with this person. You should have a friendship. And then let that go to dating, if that's the avenue that it takes. So
for all you guys who are in the friend zone thinking you are too far gone, you may just be the closest to dating that you've ever been. I'm telling you. So yeah, have hope and hold on. Yes,
seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it makes sense because I've always heard about like people having long-lasting relationships, and they say, of course, you always hear about the communication aspect, but they also say that's my best friend.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
You better. Yeah, it's like it's so important. I don't think we realize how important friendships are. And so my view of dating has definitely changed. I think I was a little like naive and just I had this one perception of dating, and now I feel like I have another, and I'm sure it still might change. Like you said, like it's only been a couple months and I feel like I feel differently. And I wouldn't be surprised if I felt even more differently like at another point in time.
Yeah, you're only in your early 20s, so I would imagine it would change. If it hadn't changed, I would be like, ooh, red flag city.
No, you know what? You mentioned being in my early 20s, and I think that was another thing that kind of like a light bulb that went off for me. I don't know what in the world possessed me to think that I needed to get married at 25. Insane.
There are people who do it. There are people who do it even younger.
There are people who do it, and it works for them.
Yeah.
It's not working for me.
Yeah.
And it's not only not working for me because anybody trying to lock it down, but also it's not working for me because, okay, I'm gonna share this. This is like...
It's your podcast, yo.
Okay, so...
Exclusive. Breaking news.
Yes, this is an exclusive with 3 X's.
Ooh.
I'm joking. No.
What the? Ooh, we got letters and alphabets? X's of all of them?
No, it's not that exclusive. But a couple weeks ago, I went on Hinge.
Okay.
And I was just, I think I was listening to everyone saying like, hey, Tab, I think you should just get back out there and see what's there, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
When it came to like putting like what I'm looking for and like the age of the person, my friend was like, okay, so like what age do you want to put? And I was like, 28. Like I was trying to go like a young 20 number, not like too young, but like maybe like 2 years above me, older than me. And she was like, okay, like till what? And I was like 30. I was like, wait, I almost put 35, and I was like, wait, if I put 35, that man is trying to get married tomorrow. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, but in my head, what I want to basically share, what happened in my head was, I realized, wow, I'm not as prepared for marriage as I thought.
Ooh, wow. Okay. That's a different perspective. I did not see that twist coming.
Yes, because if someone were, like, I get, even thinking about it, if I were to meet someone tomorrow and he's like, okay, I want to marry you next year, that would terrify me. Because I would feel like, wait, I'm still young. I still have the rest of my 20s.
Do you think marriage will end your life?
No.
I'm still young, God. Wait, don't marry me.
No, but just more so the aspects of being single.
What about being single?
Like just to be single in your 20s.
It's to be single is to be acceptably like okay to be selfish.
Right.
Yeah, but once you're married,
You're
doing marriage the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
That selfishness goes out the window.
Yeah, no more
and it's just, for me, it was realizing that, what you mean I can only be selfish within this year? Like, it's just in the aspect of if I met someone today type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just realizing that I think I want more years to be selfish, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting to me. I don't think I ever realized that I wasn't really ready to be selfish. But I thought I did, and it was definitely from, external pressures and just like family and stuff, but I'm happy I figured that out.
Good. I'm happy you did too. Yeah. So I know you said, who people should date their friends. So the next question is, what do you think about the idea that young adults, especially those in college, should invest more in like their friendships?
Oh, it's so important. It's so important. I mean, I'm still in contact even with like my friends from college. And I think about days when I lived, in Tampa, and I was living at the USF, like college apartments, and I was just going through whatever I had to go through, whatever life slung my way, and just knowing that I had them as support systems. Like, my cousins lived about 30 minutes away from me. And so my friends at the time were my close family. They were the support I didn't know I needed at the time, but was just so crucial.
Right.
And so I think it's so important to just have a network of people that you can lean on. Me and you always talk about how big community is.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't realize how much of a community I was lacking until I moved down here. I never felt like I was missing out on community because I had them.
Yeah.
It's not until I moved back here, most of the friendships that I had no longer exist.
Okay.
And so it's been, and then when I came, it was literally the beginning of Corona. And so I wasn't going to church, couldn't find a church that I actually liked. And so it was just difficult to like find a group of people that I liked and I could vibe with. Ultimately until I started like salsa classes and.
You started making salsa?
Yeah, with chips.
Sounds delicious.
You're annoying.
You gotta watch that acid, folks.
No,
you don't want that GERD, acid reflux.
No, like salsa dances, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I was joking.
Yes. But it's very important. I think we kind of overlook how important community is. And I know you're always grilling me about it, and so. Yeah,
community is super vital. The next question I want to ask you is because, when it comes to community, scientifically proven, based on our psychosocial stage of development, when you're from 18 years old all the way up until 30, I believe. Don't quote me on this. You guys could Google this, psychosocial stages of development. I think we're in isolation versus intimacy, or intimacy versus isolation, however they put that. And that means basically, are you forming friendships or not? Are you forming friendships, intimacy, or are you staying isolated or not? And so if that's the most important psychosocial goal for you at this age, and for a long time, from 18 to 30 is a long time. So if that's the most important thing for you right now, I think in your 20s, this is just science. It's incredibly important, almost imperative to your stage of life and to your living for you to pursue friendships. And so what are you doing personally to pursue friendships in your own life?
Okay, so other than, starting the salsa classes.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, but I have to be honest, originally when I started salsa, it wasn't to meet new people, right? Because I'm naturally an introvert with extroverted tendencies. Introverted people still need community. They do still need community.
Just at a lesser.
They do need it at a lesser,
But the need is
quantity.
Still there. The need is still there.
Absolutely, the need is still there, and the need was being filled.
Okay, with salsa and chips.
No, the need was being filled with my close friends at the time. So like I was still able, to stay in contact with them via phone. The need wasn't being filled the way it needed to because they weren't physically here.
Okay. All right, that's understandable. Couldn't be me. I gotta see my friends, right?
Right. It was At some point in time, it was just like, okay, yeah, like I need to like meet new people. But I didn't join salsa for that. I mean, I think the people that I met kind of came as a consequence of salsa. Not a consequence, but just like as an added bonus of salsa.
Yeah.
And even in those moments, I still did not have to interact with them. I could have literally done salsa and gone home.
Yeah.
But instead, whenever they go out dancing, I'm like, let me push myself, let me go. And I end up having a great time.
Awesome.
And it's been really good. It's been really nice to just even connect with them.
I remember you also mentioning that you personally desired to one day be married to a black man. Do you feel like you're ever going to be open to dating someone who's not black? Yes, no, why not, or why?
Oh, sorry, I got a little sidetracked for a second there.
Did you not?
I did. I lost myself.
Please, would you like to share with the class?
No.
She said no.
It's funny. I definitely did have a perception of what I would want my husband to look like for a long time.
Okay.
And I wanted him to be black. Black man. Chocolate.
Wow. Not mulatto. She wanted chocolate.
I wanted chocolate.
Chocolate. Wow.
See.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
I realized that he could be the chocolatest of the chocolatest.
Oh, cafe, hold the leche. Okay.
Yes. And still treat me like crap.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like I came to realize like that didn't matter. Like the color of his skin shouldn't matter.
All right, Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I know, right? It should be the contents of their character.
Exactamundo.
Yes, and I realized like, man, like he could look good on the outside but be trash on the inside. I think it was definitely nice to experience dating someone that was outside of my culture.
Right.
To show me that. And to make me, it allowed me to think differently. It allowed me to realize that no, girl, like as long as he loves the Lord and wants to serve you as a wife, that's all you can ever ask for.
So you did date outside of your race before?
I did.
How was that like?
It was pleasantly good.
Pleasantly pleasant? Goodly good? Is pretty much, you said all three of those, but
I know.
it's okay. Describe that. What do you mean? What do you mean pleasant?
It actually surpassed my own understanding. It was
You mean your own expectations?
my own expectations.
Okay.
I feel like, it didn't even meet them. It surpassed them. It made me realize that people of all different races like have something to offer.
Okay.
And not saying like that I have to spend the rest of my life with this person, but it was just really nice to like see a different side that I was missing.
Right.
This person happened to be Espanol.
Oh, okay. Probably met him while making salsa.
No. But I didn't realize. I think I had heard that Hispanic men are very like good with their words and they're very like seducing.
I think they call it picante.
Oh.
She said, "Oh,
is that what they call it?" But yes, this person was very not seducing with his words, like seducing to bed, but like
he was smooth,
very smooth, very he knew how to use his words to evict an emotion that was positive for me.
Oh wow!
I know that. Look at that.
That's poetic.
I know.
Wow.
But it was. That's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was nice, and I'm sure men of all different other colors could do the same.
Of course, yeah.
It just depends on whether the person is really feeling you, like whether the person really has an attraction to you, and if they want you.
And so, when it comes to your religion, we know you're not shy about the fact that you're a Christian and you love Jesus, right?
Love the Lord.
Yeah, you love the Lord. So, what is it like being a Christian young woman who's also Haitian? Because I know there may be times where culture and what's biblically true, they kind of clash sometimes. And so when things get blurry, what is that like for you?
It's always interesting, and I just kind of go back to like my foundation, which is God's word. I can think of so many different instances, and I thought about one because I saw a thread on social media this week, and basically what it said was like when a Haitian person, it's like the tendency to say "yo mangé" when a Haitian person dies.
I have never in my life heard that.
So Yomajin basically means they ate him. And that's typically signifying like voodoo, like Yoplan, like they did some voodoo to this person to make them die.
Well, usually in America it means cannibalism, but go on.
Yeah, no, not a cannibalism, but it can be.
Ugh,
It
yikes.
happens. But yeah, like this person could not have just died because it was their time to go. Like someone had to have done something to them in order for them to die. And that's a very Haitian thing, and I don't know why. And I mean, I do know why. A lot of it is definitely rooted in just how well practiced voodoo is in Haiti. It's practiced everywhere, but
they know we're gonna die anyway, right?
I mean, yeah,
We all gonna die at some point.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just something that they say, and so whenever things like that happen, it could be that, or even just the story about my grandmother, my mom's grandmother, and the whole panties thing, and her going out of town.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Oh God.
And just little things like that you're kind of like, no. My belief is nothing's gonna happen to me without God's permission, and if God permits it, what can I do?
Let it be so.
Let it be so. But I don't believe in giving culture a higher priority than God. It's never meshed for me, and I don't think it ever will. Like I do understand how important cultural influences play. Like there's certain times when I like listen to like l'évangile, like cantique, like Haitian songs, and I'm in it because like all the words like are so relatable to me, and it's not even like my first language. But I just don't believe in putting culture before God. Like if it's gonna mix, I want it to mix well.
Right. Okay.
And not be contradictory.
Yeah. So just know, guys, we can't avoid death. For those who are thinking maybe I could avoid death, and 3 things you can never avoid: death, taxes, and conflict. Deal with it, guys.
Conflict. That's a new one.
Oh no, bro. Yeah, conflict will be everywhere, no matter where you go. If you live, you'll even have inner conflict. So even if you live by yourself and you never talk to anybody, you will have an inner conflict.
That's a good one. That's a good point.
You can't escape conflict, no matter what. So, would you consider your podcast to be a ministry? Why or why not?
I want to say no.
Okay.
Only because when you put ministry on something, it just seems so heavy.
Okay.
And it also seems religious.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because I mean that's the word, ministry. Yeah.
Right. And I don't want my podcast to come off even a little bit religious.
Right.
Granted, people are going to take it however they want to take it. I want them to. That's why, like, when it came to like labeling what my podcast would be under like for Apple and Podbean and all these different streaming platforms, I selected personal journals.
Personal journals. Okay.
Yes, there was an option to select Christianity.
Oh wow.
But I didn't want that because I didn't want people to think, oh, only if you're Christian you can listen to this.
Right.
No, I am a young woman who is in her 20s that is navigating through life, and yes, I lean on God a lot. And if you relate to that, great. But if you just relate to the other aspects of me being a young woman in her 20s, then you'll relate to that as well. I just wanted I wanted it to be a come for all. And so I don't look at it as a ministry. I don't. I know like my Christian brothers and sisters would love to call it a ministry. I've even had like the review that was like, I thank God for your ministry, and I'm like, oh. It made me cringe because I'm like, no, that sounds like a lot of pressure. So no is my answer.
Okay, no would be your answer. Okay, so my next question is, what's your all-time favorite verse in the Bible and why?
Wow, gotta go with my arsenal, like my mind.
Open up the arsenal.
I'm telling you.
Scrolling through the mental Rolodex. Okay.
I wish I had my phone. I could like read it to you.
You could. Well, do you know the address of this verse?
It is Psalm 130.
Okay.
And I like that verse. Well, I like that psalm because there's parts of it that says, so it's not even just one verse. It's like, it's a song. I like it because it said, if you kept the record of wrong, who could stand? And I always loved that because it just reminded me that God loves me and he literally keeps no record. And when I ask for forgiveness, it's like, it's there. And so I love that verse. And I wish I could remember it right now, but you can't put me on the spot, so I feel like...
Nah, you're good.
Oh
you're
my
good.
God, what does that verse say?
This is unscripted. She's not prepared for any of these questions yet.
But yes, I liked it because it said, you know, if you kept a record of wrong, who could stand? And that God will constantly fight for me. And you guys can read Psalm 130 on your own, but I've always referred to that verse whenever I was feeling like down or just needed some like encouragement. And just remembering that God is like literally on my side. He's on my corner. Yeah. It's always a nice verse for me to read.
Do you have a favorite book in the Bible you wanna share?
Oh, I love two.
Two? Okay, we'll give it two.
So I love the book of Ecclesiastes.
Okay, why?
It's such a real book. It's like no fluff book. It's one of those like, it's a rainy day book.
Oh, wow. She did not use the Bible to promote her podcast.
It is a rainy day book.
She did.
Yeah.
Shameless plug?
Yeah, no, yeah. It is a rainy day book. And it is because the way that Solomon talks about life, it's so real. And so I think that's what I love about that book. It's so authentic to me. I don't know. And my second book would be Numbers. I like them both equally, by the way. Numbers is a nice book, other than all the names in the beginning that I kind of don't read. I like it for the stories. The stories are super scandalous.
Messy.
They are scandalous. It just like, I don't know, if anybody tells me like reading the Bible is boring, like you're reading the wrong parts.
Right.
And you're not into it because there's some stories in there that I'm just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this is happening. It's just drama. And I think Numbers is definitely the book of drama.
Yeah, see that is very true. People think the Bible is like a book of perfect people, with Jesus included. It is not. Jesus is the only perfect person in that book throughout the front and the back, all the way through, beginning to end. He's the only perfect one. Everybody else in that book, very imperfect. Very imperfect. And you will read it on those pages. See for yourself. Pick it up. Go maybe start at Numbers. Since Miss Messy over here want to direct you guys towards the drama.
Yes, there's so much drama in Numbers. I love it.
Man, so I remember on one of your earlier episodes, you shared your thoughts on the news about Ravi Zacharias. You mentioned that you were working on trying to compartmentalize what you thought about his like words and his preachings and how it made you feel. Could you give us an update on what that's been like and how that looks for you? And you could give us a refresher on what that is for those who don't know about Ravi Zacharias or have never heard of him.
Yeah, so Ravi was an apologist.
What's an apologist? Does he apologize to everyone?
No. Basically, someone that brings the word to you, like he helps you back up your faith, right? Okay. And so you're able to read the word. He's able to bring you to like text in the word of God that backs up your faith, and that basically helps you to defend your faith.
Oh, he was a good preacher then.
He was really excellent. I hate saying it because it makes me like cringe a little bit, but he was. That's the part I don't think I've dealt with it then.
Yeah.
Now that I'm answering,
still dealing with it.
I'm still dealing with it.
It's still undone.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I was actually thinking about it last week. I was like, I would love to just listen to a Ravi Zacharias, message right now, and I just can't even bring myself to it.
All right. What? So for those who don't know, what did Ravi? What made you come about this whole different perspective on it?
Yes. So Ravi, once again, was an apologist. So he would go around preaching and just helping defend the faith, which is so ironic when you think about it. But unfortunately, he would go and have massages, right? You would think, oh, he's a preacher man, he's just tired, he wants to go have a massage. Unfortunately, when he would go have a massage, he would go to these Asian places, and he would have these women fill up on him. Like, it wasn't just like a massage, it was like a 1-2 pump.
Yikes.
And he was filling up on them, and it wasn't...
Oh, was it like consensual?
No, I don't think I don't think these women wanted to be filled up on.
Oh wow! So all of it was like non-consensual stuff.
Apparently so. I mean, if they were you know, coming out with it, and there was an official report about it, and these women are saying like this made me uncomfortable, I don't think it was consensual at that point. And so yeah, this happened, and it came out, and he happened to die before all of this came out. Well, actually, so it came out a couple years. He debunked it, buried it, basically paid these people off for them to be quiet. And then it came up again after he had died. They had this beautiful ceremony for him. I mean, I'm sitting on the couch watching the ceremony on TV, crying, not knowing all of this that this man had did. And it's very unfortunate because, you know, that's what I think about now is just the scandal and not how powerful his words were. I hope I can get to a point one day, though, where I'm able to listen to his sermons and just kind of compartmentalize this individual, because at the end of the day, like, he did have powerful reasons behind why he believed in God. And, you know, he was an Indian man. Like, he didn't have to believe in God.
Right.
And just the fact that he got to that place, and I'm sure his words are still very impactful to this day. I don't know if I'm there yet to listen to him. And just, I mean, I'm a woman. So I think about these women. I just think, like, I feel betrayed.
Yeah, it was easy for everybody to feel betrayed. But
yeah.
This should let you and everybody else know. Anybody who preaches the word of God is still a man, just like everybody in the book of the Bible outside of Jesus is not perfect. You don't follow a man. You don't even follow or commit yourself to a church. You follow Jesus if you choose to do so. And so I really think that this was another fine example on how people will always be people, but Jesus is not like that. And I don't want incidents like Robbie or incidents like, you know, other examples of church hurt that people may have gone through in the past to paint Jesus in a light or in a way that he's not supposed to be. So don't let those imperfect people with all their brokenness taint your view of Jesus. And also have some grace. Like, you're just like they're imperfect, you're imperfect too. Just like Tabitha's imperfect, so am I. And we just have different imperfections, and we could all be like patient with one another, knowing that we have different weaknesses and different struggles, but struggles and weaknesses nonetheless. And so Ravi's may have been, you know, more out there and more hurtful to a bigger community.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I try to like focus in and hone in on to kind of change my perspective just a little bit, is that like his sins were on display. Right. Yours are behind the closet. Nobody knows about that. And so it's so quick, you're so quick to just be like, you should have known better. What about you? And so I just, like, just because it's not being seen doesn't mean it's not being done. And I think it's trying to like get back into that. And yeah, you do, like, when it's someone that proclaims, and that's another reason why I just realized I would not want to call Rainy Days a ministry. I don't want anyone putting me on a pedestal. I don't want anyone feeling like I'm better than thou. No.
Breaking news: Rainy Days with Tabs is coming for your throat.
No, I don't want to be. I just want to be a simple, humble servant, just living my life.
Like it's going to.
Yes, and just letting people in. You know, every once in a while, sharing other people's stories that are impactful. But I don't even want to call it a ministry, because there is a level of responsibility that comes along with that. And truthfully, no one is prepared to deal with that. We do it because, you know, there's many people that do it and they push through, and they walk away, you know, without having a scandal like that on their back. Praise God. But it is not an easy task. It's not easy.
No, it's not. So one of the last questions I want to ask you for this portion is, as far as New Year's go, what are some New Year's goals that you have? I know most people are allergic to the word resolution because statistics show that 92% of New Year's resolutions don't make it past February, if that. So you got any New Year's goals?
I do have some. Some I'm not ready to share yet.
Okay.
However, I would have to say for rainy days, my New Year's goals.
Oh, she almost used the word.
I did. I had to catch myself. Is definitely to have more individuals on the podcast that would be impactful. I know you guys love hearing me talk. I know you love it, but there's more people that have gone through other things.
Yeah.
That I have not even touched the surface on, but however you've gone through them, and I feel like it would be really nice for you to hear their stories. I mean, the point of Rainy Days is just for you to find someone to relate to, and I have to be honest with myself. You won't always be able to relate to me, and that's okay, because I don't even think I would be prepared to go through half of the stuff that many of my listeners go through.
Right.
And so it'd be nice to have other individuals that have gone through those things and that can give wise counsel.
Right.
So that's definitely my goal for Rainy Days, and just in term for myself, to just be nicer to myself.
Okay.
We always relate the 1 Corinthians verse of love is kind, love is patient to another human being, but I don't think we ever relate it to ourselves.
Okay.
Am I patient with myself? Am I kind with myself? And I think I want to love on myself a little bit more this year.
Those are some good goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes it for this portion of 20 questions with Tabs. And although you may not always be able to relate, it's a good time to listen. So as we sign off, I just want you guys to always remember, it doesn't rain always, but it's raining today. We'll go fast.